I can't hear you!
Aye, aye, Captain!
Oh! Who lives in...
Thank the Lord it's Thursday and we meet each other again. The VIP crew is ready for this virtual event. The seas might be rough but we will have a jolly time. Is everybody here? Are the avatars
you
in?
wish.
WIP Meetup!
Then drop into a world you won't want to miss!
WIP Meetup!
Ready? WIP Meetup! WIP Meetup!
Welcome to the VIP Meetup!
Meetup!
Yeah, someone literally whacked me. I had to on server mute myself. Can y'all hear me okay?
Yeah.
There we go, there we go. What up, everyone? This is Nifty Time, aka Matthew. Welcome back to another WIP. I see the influence of eclectic method has only grown on Dragonate with the crazy mashup of the multiple intro songs. I'm kind of loving it though, Drago. Keep doing your thing, dude. Really excited for this week. We are going into a whole nother virtual world. We're deep diving into Simulacra, thanks to Matt from CatsWillEatYou. Really excited. We have a live VR painting session lined up. We have some giveaways. There may be an auction. I'm not sure what's going to happen. We have to see how the painting actually turns out. And we're going to learn more about Simulacra as well. Really want to keep the intro short this week so we can deep dive into this new world. For folks that have been with the WIP for a couple of years now, back in the day when we were hanging out a little in Mozilla Hubs, if you remember that, that's sort of the vibe in Simulacra, but in my personal opinion, way smoother, more refined, and CatsWillEatYou's gallery is the perfect place to get kickstarted into this new world. For me personally, that's it. I'm just really excited for this. We're Metaverse traveling more and more, and like Rizzle's been trying to beat across everyone's heads. There's giveaways. The only way to be eligible for this giveaway is to go into Simulacra, sign the guest book, and then you'll be eligible. So go into Simulacra, hang out with all of us, and we'll do the damn thing. So Rizzle, dude, you want to take over? Get the hype train rolling for this week's WIP?
Yes, it looks like we're having some difficulty with people entering the voice channel right now. It says it's full. I wonder if it's because of the screen share right now. So if that's the case, we will just proceed. We'll try and keep the VR. Maybe that's something we can toggle. I don't know, Johan Dragonate. He's using video instead of screen share. CatsWillEatYou, can you switch to screen share instead of video? That might allow more people.
That's it.
Okay. While we figure that out, thank God we have people in here who actually know what's going on. Do me a favor. Can someone just let people know in the chat box that we're like working on this and we'll have it resolved in a minute or two? And I will ramble on for a second here and just sort of keep. Thank you, Melanie. I guess contrary to popular belief, I do not know anything. Truth be told, I really only try and pull pieces together. Thank God there's a lot of people here who do know what they're talking about. But I have some instructions prior to getting things rolling here. So if you can hear, okay, good. We got some people piling in. Yeah, please stand by. Technical difficulties. You know how this goes. Without fail, I would love to see some stats on like amount of WIPs that have occurred with 0 audio problems versus like ones that have had audio problems. Once again, we do this all the time, but like somehow, I don't know, we can blame it on Discord. So anyway, we got some people hopping in the voice channel now. It looks like we got a few more bodies in the house. It's our curse, but it's all right. It's I don't know. I feel like we're refining our expertise by consistently and constantly navigating these audio landmines. Cool. So we're sorting it out. So I got a couple. Johan, it does look like a lot of the bots are gone. Actually, we're we're short like about 1,000 LFG bots this week. So I'll get to that, Fly Frog. Don't worry. I'm rambling for a second because we had some tech difficulties, but now it seems to be resolved and people are piling on. So a few things. It is a love-hate relationship with the bots. If you have a phone handy, or if you are on a phone, I'm going to drop a link here. You don't need to download this app, but it is going to come up a couple times and it will enhance your experience here. So if you have a second and feel like multitasking, I'm going to give you a few other tasks. So, potentially cycle back to that while you're watching the VR demo in a minute. So let's see. We are going to be heading into Simulacra. I hope I'm not butchering the name. This was introduced to us by CatsWillEatYou, and it's dope. We're not going in there just yet, but if you want to hop in before we get the tour, I'll drop a link. The password is none, literally NON0. You can just enter any email. And dude, Melanie, someone told me that was how your name was pronounced, and I rolled with it. I need it spelled out like phonetically, and I will never get it wrong. I promise. I was actually self-conscious when I said that, even though I've said that multiple times. So I appreciate you correcting me. Anyway, if you want to hop into Simulacra while we're getting set up here, Mylene. I don't know if that's right. We're gonna resolve this. I promise. I'm notorious for butchering names. Mylene. Okay. I'm going to copy paste this actually, like while we're talking. I'm notorious for butchering names for anyone I've ever done that to, or if I'm consistently doing that to. I apologize. Please correct me. Mylene. Okay. Got it. Anywho, if you hop into Simulacra before we get there, you're going to want to mute your tab because we're going to be routing the audio through Discord for this portion of it, as well as the speaker portion. We've got a rep from Simulacra in the house to tell us more about it. I'm probably butchering that name, so they can correct me when they hop up on stage here. After we do that, we will officially hop into Simulacra and get a VR tour of the art gallery. In there lies the guest book. Sign the guest book so you can get the NFT from CatsWillEatYou. I think they're going to set off an auction maybe towards the end of this event. After all that is said and done, we'll pass it over to Paradox like we normally do and take a weird group shot in a new weird land, kick it over to the show for the afties, and we will call it a day. It'll be fun. So new uncharted territory for the WIP Pirate crew. Shout out to everyone who makes this happen on a weekly basis. Sandy, it's Carolina Dove, Foxy Yoga, Easy, Paradox, Show, Dragonate, Commonwealth the Stowaway, Broke Off the Chef. Please follow all of these people. Carolina, yes, I know. I've been told that too. I just said, I'm going to shut up, man. I'm just digging myself further in a hole. I said I would stop butchering Carolina's name too, and I have not done that. So please continue to correct me, people. I'll figure this out at some point, eventually. But I do love you all, despite butchering your names. So we're going to try and do this thing. Dragonate, I'll blame this on him if I'm pronouncing his name right. He tried to set this up. CatsWillEatYou is live inside of his brain in his Oculus or whatever type of VR set he's got going on right now. So if you're in Discord, let's see if we can get this to work. We're going to click on CatsWillEatYou, and it appears to be working. I'm gonna hop in right now. And working is one thing, communicating is another, moving from this world to the next world is another thing. So let's stay tuned and pay attention and make sure we do all the things. So CatsWillEatYou, can you hear me and communicate with me while you are doing this thing right now?
Can totally hear you. Can you
Yes.
hear me? Yes.
Yes. Good job, Dragonate. Thank you very much, sir.
I can't see you, because I can only see my virtual world, but we're good.
Yes, we're good. I can sort of relay from the chat box what's going on. We've done some cool stuff with Fly Frogs live demos before, but it has not been in VR. So love the WIP LFG. We're missing our LFG bots this week, so this is like an ode to them almost.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, man, if you just want to dive right in, I've seen this kind of thing before. I feel like maybe some other people have, like either on Twitter or like, first person. We did some stuff with Metageist and a couple other people in the audience a long time ago. But dude, your art style is amazing and what you're doing is cool. So I think it'd be awesome while you're sort of showing us around a little bit, with the live painting, just to sort of hear about how this works, like what your technique is, the tools that you're using to create the artwork that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is my studio in painting VR, Oculus app. It's like this huge skate park essentially where I can put up paintings that I've been working on, and then work on new paintings. You get like a huge assortment of brushes. They all work a little bit differently. They're pretty fun. This one's like a big smeary brush, so I can just cover everything up like that. And then you can just like point to I'm pointing to this marker that I want to pick up. Oops, I grabbed the sponge instead. But you can just like point to the item you want and pick it up. There's markers, there's rollers, there's splatter brushes. I like to start my paintings with like no thought in mind of what's going to happen and just kind of get experimental with it. Like sort of Jackson Pollock-y, I guess. Here I'm putting like 3 cans on a drill, cans of paint, so I can like make a crazy pattern just all over the canvas, kind of get my brain working. Are you guys still hear me? While there was, I just like
No,
lost connection.
this is really cool, and I can hear you. I think everyone else can as well. Just curious, man. How do you? I know you do in real life art as well. Like, how do you find the difference between like the feel for picking up a brush and some of these tools in here? Like, how well or not well do they mimic in real life stuff, and what's like the learning curve in something like this? Because I feel like the paintings you do in VR like look like something that would be created in real life. So yeah, just sort of curious to hear about that.
Yeah, I do a lot of in real life painting also, and I would say that it translates like pretty quick if you've already been a painter. I mean, they're a little bit more like Photoshop brushes or Procreate brushes than like real life painting, but it's just yeah. I mean, and I mean, you can like every brush has like settings, so I can adjust like the thickness, like how much smudginess, how much it picks up other colors, how much it mixes on the canvas. So it's super flexible. I mean, you can like make some very realistic oil painting looking stuff in here. I try to like use it in ways like, while I have brought a drill brush into my in real life painting too. I try to like do stuff that I can't do in traditional painting because I don't have the space or the supplies, so it's just awesome to have, infinite canvases, like infinite paint, and just to be able to like it's crazy. I can just like throw this shit all over my studio, and then I come over here and I go to my studio and I hit the clean up button, and then all of a sudden everything's back on its shelves, which is just like a huge difference from in real life painting, So yeah, like I usually just start by kind of making a mess on the background, and then like, sort of stuff appears to me. Like I can kind of like get a sense for like composition or what would look kind of good on top of my noise that I'm making. And this is like one of the painting apps I've been using a lot. I also like this is painting VR, and I also like brushwork VR a lot. They're both just like painting simulators, so it's kind of a weird use of VR because there's no dimensionality to it. It's all two-dimensional painting, but it gives you the freedom of having like an enormous studio and infinite supplies. There's like a browser in here. I can like pull up pictures of reference pictures that I want to use, or like watch a Bob Ross video and paint along to it. And both brushwork and painting VR are working on like adding multiplayer to their programs, so it's pretty nuts what you can do in here.
I know we got a couple questions from the audience coming in here, and I'll let Show relay those to you in just a second here. But I just wanted to ask one more question while we're sort of talking and watching here. I can only imagine, like as an artist, having like sort of unlimited tools that respond well, opens a world of possibilities. On the flip side, is there anything that you really wish was better or lacking, or like, you know what I mean? Are there like certain things that you're like, oh, if only like, we could do this too? I mean, it seems pretty incredible working just with what you got here.
Yeah, I mean, mainly my request has been like the multiplayer functionality, so I can have other people in the same studio hanging out. I know Brushwork is working on it, so like you're all essentially working on your own painting. You could have like you could like teach a class in there or something. And then this is like a weird ask, because like both software companies were getting ripped apart for not having an undo function. And now they've both added it, and I can't stand it. Like I can't stand being able to undo, which is just like, I'm just like a weirdo like that, because I want it to be somewhat like real life painting, where there's like, you just kind of have to deal with your mistakes. So I just try not to use it. But like I can just like take back those marks I just made. Like I can go back like 5 steps if I made it. But obviously if you're like working on something really refined, which none of my art's really refined, that's probably useful for all those users. But yeah, I think it would be really cool just to be able to paint on more types of objects, like 3D objects, obviously. Just import a 3D object, paint over it. It would be huge for like avatar design and stuff like that.
Awesome, man. It's really cool watching you work. I know Metageist also pointed out, and I thought the same thing as well. That is a really interesting comment on the undo and how that sort of affects the whole artistic process and everything. I'm going to kick it over to Show. We've had a few questions from the audience roll in, so I'll have him kick them over to you, and then we'll drop some links, get people into Simulacra, and we'll let I'm not sure who we have from them in the house, but we'll let them speak a little bit on that world while we're checking out your stuff. Cool. So, Show, do you want to kick some questions over to him?
Hey, man, what's going on?
What's going on?
All right, so we have a couple questions from Metageist. You actually already answered one in regards to multiplayer. He would like to know, can you paint large murals? Does Paint VR export high-res JPEGs? And will you be minting these paintings?
Awesome. Yeah, so I think the resolution in this one maxes out around like 2000 pixels, or 2048 by 2048. And that's just like a restriction of the hardware right now for the people making it. Having said that, I've gotten it does export, and they look fabulous, and I've gotten some of them printed on like large canvas, like almost as large as it is in front of me, like about 3 foot by 3 foot. And they've got I found free upscaling AI software that so if you want like a 8,000 pixel image of your painting, you can load that in. I think Sticker Mule has a free one. It's just an AI software that takes your lower res VR painting and you can like blow it up for huge printing and it looks fucking phenomenal. So a little bit limited and so when we hop into the metaverse space, I've got about a dozen paintings, or maybe 11 of those I think are available on Maker's Place right now as NFTs. And then a large portion of the work has not been minted yet, just because I didn't want to have 100 works for sale at once. But all of that stuff, could potentially be minted. There's several sold pieces in that show also, and then I've got some sort of smaller VR paintings that I kind of did as quick warm-ups. You'll see those over in the corner, and those are an object we just minted yesterday, and we're gonna I just have those open for offers. Those are gonna be I'll let those go for cheap too. Did I answer all the questions there?
I believe so. Yeah, you did. And I also have an additional one.
Yeah.
In regards to the multiplayer aspect, I was thinking before that was even mentioned, I was like, yeah, this would have been cool to have if I was a kid, and instead of having all the paintbrushes, like the watercolors and stuff getting messy and all the extra work, it would have been cool if I would have had a teacher who would have brought in a ton of VR sets and this program on I guess an iPad or something like that, and would have been able to have this. Have you had a real world experience utilizing this in particular?
Yeah, well, I've brought I brought some of these paintings to the large canvas prints I've made in VR to in real life events. And then I also every single piece that I do, with the exception of this one I'm making right now because I can't record the headset while I'm on Discord. But I've always recorded the headset view, and then I edit that as an AR layer to the image, so you can sort of watch the playback of how the painting was created. And we can demo that a little bit once we go into the space. If anyone that wants to can download Artivive on their phone, and you can kind of see more what I'm talking about there. And then also right now I have a friend that teaches art in Singapore, and he's got a couple hundred middle school students that are studying traditional multimedia. So they're working with charcoal and paints and splatter painting, pointillism, all sorts of different techniques. And they're going to be studying my work, and I'm going to have them study my VR paintings as they sort of learn the approach to traditional art. So that's kind of how I'm bringing VR into the IRL experience, I guess. Is that answer?
Yes.
So that'll be pretty cool too, to see because all those, I'm gonna have a couple hundred kids every year from my friend in Singapore are going to be analyzing my work, and it'll just be super fun to read their responses to it also, and hopefully get them pumped about not only traditional art but sort of emerging technology, metaverse stuff, VR stuff. Cool. I'm feeling I'm almost feeling done with this thing. It came together pretty quick.
Dude, it looks awesome. Appreciate you giving a peek at your process, and it's sort of amazing to watch it come together so quick. Again, we've done similar things with Fly Frogs, where he just whips something up, and as a non-artist, I'm always astounded when someone can create something amazing, but like on the fly as well. Want to start bringing people into Simulacra. Can we confirm that we have someone in the house from there to speak on it before I try and pass them to Mike and ship everybody over there? And also, if they're here, can they confirm how much I'm butchering this name as well? If not,
Hey there. Yo, hey, this is Brian from the Rem 5 Studios team and the Simulacra team. So not too much of a butcher, but we'll set that up. I think Amir might also be on the Discord. Otherwise, I'm in Matt's gallery right now with everyone. So if we're gonna move over, feel free to. If we want to talk about it here, let me know. But I can field any questions kind of about what we're up to.
Yeah, well, we're gonna, for the sake of consistency, we're gonna keep the audio in Discord through the course of this event. But I'm gonna drop the link right now to Simulacra. The password is none. Feel free to use a throwaway email or a regular email or whatever you got to do to get in there. And there's a whole bunch of people in there already. So this is CatsWillEatYou's gallery in Simulacra. And this is Brian from headquarters, and I forget who you brought with us, but yeah, if you'd like to take a few minutes and just sort of tell us a little bit about Simulacra and what you've got going on here, and then we can pass the mic right back to CatsWillEatYou to give us a brief tour of the gallery, and it should be great.
Thanks. Yeah, appreciate everyone coming out, and thanks for putting this together, everyone that's been involved. I mean, we've been really excited about Metaverse, Immersive Web, WebXR, whatever name we're calling it at the current time, for about 3 years now. We're Rem 5 Studios. We're based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota. So we know Semke in real life, which is kind of crazy. If you guys get the chance to meet him sometime, definitely do. But so what we've been doing really is like, how do we make immersive web experiences really easy to use, right? There's a lot out there that, you know, you think about Roblox and Minecraft, and whether it's either for kids or I need a crypto wallet or I need a VR headset, there's just a big percentage of people on the planet that don't have any of those. And so what we've been excited about is how do we build something right out of the web browser that's super easy to use, right? And everybody who's hopping in here right now, it looks like we got 22 people in the space right now. Everyone's running around in their different colored tracksuits. I love it. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of the plan for now. We've done projects with the Minnesota Twins. We've done a lot of art focused spaces. We did an NFT gallery that we launched during VCon here in Minneapolis. Our roadmap is really around both partnerships, using these types of spaces for education as well, which is also another big white space that not a lot of people are doing. And then lastly, you know, kind of on our roadmap are going to be creator tools. How do we make the metaverse as easy to build in as Squarespace or Wix, right? So you think about 10 years ago, probably none of us on this call had like a personal website. 5 years ago, a lot of us did, because it was a no-code environment that was super easy to drag and drop and publish, and the price was right. And so hopefully, you know, within the next 12 months here, we're going to be finding out how do we put Simulacra in the hands of creators and communities, just like everybody on this call, to make their own space, carve out a little place for themselves in the metaverse. I think Matt will probably speak to this a little bit too, but this is like a partnership we really like, because he was basically, he's already a 3D designer, and so he can kind of go in and he built out this entire space, had all the art in there, and then we were able to kind of take it as a handoff and then host it within the platform so that we have all of the avatars, the voice networking, the links, basically building out all the tools that we're going to have at our disposal. We've got this fun button up here that I think that Drago's been chilling on, and yeah, just building out more tools to have a ton of fun and get super creative in an environment that's just not intimidating to use, right? So that's kind of the a lot of the people that we end up talking to are, non-techies, non-NFT people, middle America, and so we kind of have to start easy and then kind of build up. But the nice part is everybody on this call is from a whole different environment. We can still have a really good shared experience, which is exciting to see. So thanks again for everybody coming out. I mean, if anybody has any kind of questions in general, I'd be happy to field any. We also have a few other galleries and environments that we're going to be pushing, just like 24/7 public. We're kind of just been rolling out a few spaces, hosting meetups, hosting special parties like this so far, but we're just going to be building our worlds list so that people can hop in and use them all the time here pretty soon.
Awesome. Kick the mic over to Show, see if anyone has any questions, and then we can maybe get a little tour from CatsWillEatYou.
Hey, what's going on?
Hey.
So we have a question from Brookhawk. She would like to know, will you add custom avatars like VRM, like using VRM technology? And what does Simulacra mean? What is Lacra?
Simulacra. Yeah, so Simulacra was actually what we named our first art gallery that we made. It was actually like the first project we launched in probably May or April of 2020, which, right, seems like a very long time ago now. And so we were doing a bunch of like name research. I'm a big fan of basically using Google Translate and finding out like what stuff means in Latin, because Latin's always got a lot more sexy words than we do. So yeah, Simulacra just basically means simulation in Latin. There's a better term about it too, where it's kind of like, right, it exists as this secondary world, and there's some other really good stuff about it, but we liked how it rolled off the tongue, and it was, memorable, and it's fine having a little bit of a learning curve and getting people up to speed on the name, but it kind of just stuck. We did a whole second round of like, all right, what should we call this? And we just ended up coming back to where we really began, basically, which, for us is kind of more of a full circle thing. And then as far as custom avatars and like VRM avatars, yeah, that's all part of the roadmap. I mean, we're a pretty, small, gritty team right now, and we're looking, rapidly looking for funding and expanding our horizons and, more clients, more partnerships. So all of that will come in due time. And I'm glad you reached out, Brooke, because it seems like we've got a lot of stuff to talk about, with the platform and what you're all up to as well. But yeah, for now, this is, our Remy character, kind of a nice catch-all, because like something we saw even in the early Ready Player Me days for those who have used those avatars was that like once you go human, right, then you go into gender and then you go into race, and like there's just such a spectrum that you need so many options for that even Ready Player Me and a lot of these other avatar creators like can't do, right? You just have like 4 skin tones, and that's kind of shitty. So Remy is kind of a nice catch-all for right now as like our default. You get to do some special color combos, which is just enough to like, right, bring in some personality to what you want to look like. We got the black and high vis in here. We got the pink from CatsWillEatYou. So, it's just kind of a couple of small steps. We're also doing custom like logos on the sweatshirts too. So we're doing a project with Target right now. So all of the Remys have, the khakis and the red Target sweatshirt. And they have a hello, my name is Remy on the front. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, all of it's like roadmap, but we love to learn more about what people are looking for and what people want in the platform so that we can just, right, make for a use case. Because we want to build in stuff that's going to be super helpful for people to express themselves.
That's cool. Before I get into the last question, Sandy Meows needs to know what your Twitter handle is, and also which Rem5 Twitter handle to follow as well.
Yeah, so we're a bit of a complicated beast just because we're kind of a vertically integrated business. We've got a physical location here in the Twin Cities, which has actually been great for deploying. We had a big NFT party during VCon that was sick, right? So we can do a lot of fun, first in the world type stuff there. But anything around Simulacra and what we're doing with the immersive web, I would follow our Simulacra account, which is just Simulacra_IO on Twitter. And then the REM5 Studios account is kind of that's where we're building out the Simulacra project. We're doing a lot of stuff with AR and VR over there as well. So REM5 Studios is like our business, and Simulacra is our metaverse platform that's powered by REM5 Studios, if that makes sense. It's kind of like Horizon Worlds to Meta, right? So just on our own little scale here. Sweet. It looks like we got 26 people in the space right now. This looks awesome. And then if everybody's climbing on shit, I love that. Everybody's got the dance emotes down. That'll be sweet. So looks great in here.
That's cool. Lastly, there are many metaverse platforms. We've seen many come and go, and I'm curious as to whether or not you will. Is there some means of, I would say, owning your space that you're providing? That the only saving grace to crypto voxels is the fact that you actually own your parcel. With Decentraland, they have a working economy that has both wearables and a token and the land. Somnium Space has VR. You own the land, but there's no real use case. So what would you say is, the future for this?
Oh, that's a great question. And I mean, that kind of comes back to the audience that we're currently serving. So we get in the room with XYZ company and we start talking about like, all right, you're going to buy land in our space and you're going to need to set up a wallet. Like it's all over their head and they automatically like shut off. Right. So
Yeah.
we're, again, there's a lot of those tools in the roadmap. We've been looking at token access, token gating, spaces like this. So if you, in the future, if you own one of Matt's pieces, that could be a ticket into this space. We just haven't gotten around to that yet. I think, there's a lot of fluctuation with the crypto and the more Web3 based metaverses, which we're not super excited about, right? Where when crypto's hot, the spaces are hot, but when crypto's cold, nobody cares anymore. So, we view Simulacra and just these types of web-based spaces as the future of the internet. So we want to work with a lot of clients like the Twins, where their metaverse is just an extension of their web presence, right? Like this is just the next phase. We're going to go 3-dimensional. Instead of going to coca-cola.com and it being this flat space, you're going to go to Coca-Cola World right out of the browser. So, that's kind of the type of clientele and that we're leaning into. And then eventually when we do get to those creator tools, letting, people like yourselves unleash what you're up to on the world, basically. But then, yeah, as far as the ownership stuff goes, like, all of that's on the table. We're just kind of tracking towards basically triaging what we want to approach first, as we're still getting up a lot of, pieces of like the networking and kind of the back end and all this stuff. So like we have a really solid platform, and then we can kind of look to those tools and those tie-ins for when it makes sense for the audience, right? So we're all ears again on all of that stuff. So, but yeah, we're definitely interested in kind of comparing and contrasting to a lot of the other platforms that are out there, and who's having success doing certain things, and then who's also, rubbing the wrong way by introducing things that people didn't want, or, trying to do something too early, basically. Yeah, it looks like Amir's chatting in the space.
Awesome. Hey, really appreciate you hopping on and answering all these questions. CatsWillEatYou as well. We're gonna get. I'm gonna sort of make a last call to hop in here. It takes a second for this to load for a few people, and I want to make sure everyone gets a chance to get in here. and not only sign the guest book, but also get in the group shot that we're going to take in here that Paradox is going to tee up while we sort of get a brief tour here from Cats Will Eat You. So make sure you hop in. Password is none. Throw in any old email, and you can sort of lurk here and listen while you're loading if you're still trying to hop in. But I want to pass the mic over to Cats Will Eat You, and maybe we can sort of all meet over. There's this button in like the very center of the room here that a bunch of people are already at. So I spent all this time trying to jump on the head of this statue and like, strike a good pose, but even I will get off and come to the center here. And Cats Will Eat You, man, you want to give us sort of like a brief tour like you had given Matt and I yesterday, and just sort of show people around, tell them about your process in this gallery a little bit, and then we'll take some cool photos at the end here.
Yeah, sure. Well, once again, I want to say thank you to Brian, who was just talking, and Amir, and everybody at REM5 just for helping me bring this next version of my metaverse out there. I really fucking appreciate it. They busted their ass. When you contacted me a few weeks ago, this wasn't ready to go yet. We had an older version and we got this up and running. So I'm just super proud of everybody and their hard work. Also, I did get that piece that I made at the beginning of this up for auction. It looks like the highest bid right now is 4 Tezzies, so thanks to everyone for bidding and buying my strawberries today. I really love it. And so when you're standing on this button activates the bubbles that come out of the third eye of that huge sculpture up there. That was kind of a last minute ad that they did to add some functionality. I think everyone, maybe let's follow me up the ramp. Am I still talking live? Can you hear me, everybody? Uh-oh.
Yes, doing great, man.
Sorry.
I see a trail of avatars following you, so we're heading in the right direction.
Okay, so in here, I just got a video playing of sort of my headset captures of when I was painting a lot of these pieces. It just kind of randomly plays on a loop. So you can kind of get a grip of what I put into these things. And then I got like a little artist statement-y thing on the wall. And so this headset view that I'm showing on the video, all of the pieces in this gallery actually have the recording of them being made as an AR layer that's powered by... Oh, Rizzy just crashed. As an AR layer that's powered by Artivive. So if you walk up to a piece in here and you want to see the headset view of how it was made, you can just look at that through the Artivive app on your phone, and it'll automatically sort of trigger that experience for you. And that's really fucking cool, especially if you've got like a physical canvas of the VR painting to be able to show people how it was made. Let's go down and check out some other shit. Jump behind the statue here. So these pieces behind the statue, these little ones along the wall, these are all like my very first like learning how to VR paint with like real small canvases in a browser-based VR experience by Brushwork. And I just put those all up on Object. Feel free to throw in offers. There's no price on them right now. And then if you walk up to a piece, you get the QR code or just like a link button you can click that'll take you right to it. And then if we go over to the right of this piece, this headphones piece is the giveaway. So if you're signing the guest book, this is the edition that you'll get. And it also, like everything else in here, it also has AR powered by Artivive. And then I'll show you guys. Let's go across the ramp to this other spot, right over here. So when you walk up to these, the links go out to Maker's Place. Like you can see, like this middle one was a sold piece, but you can still open up the link and go there and put an offer in on secondary, or these other ones are still waiting for their forever homes. And if any of the bidding on these ever goes over like 0.6 ETH, I'm throwing in canvases, like huge canvas prints of this stuff. I just really want people to like have these as like real life paintings in their home. It'd be super sweet. And then obviously tons of the work in here is not minted also. I wanted to just like, some people might not like Maker's Place, or they might not like buying art on Tezos. So whatever platform you want, I can try to bring it to that platform. And then I've got a VR contract on Manifold where I can sell stuff like that. More than happy to bring some stuff to market that's not currently available. What else can I show you here? We added a little secret. If you guys follow me over this wrist and the backside, we can kind of climb over to it. Cool, everybody following along? Yeah, oh, someone's back here already. Yeah, they came in the other way. There's a 360 experience here that you can enter, and this is a tilt brush painting. This was actually made live at REM 5 maybe 2020 now. During we had like a live tilt brush battle, and I was the awarded winner of the battle against some very, very talented other tilt brush artists. And this just another feature of Simulacra. They can put in these little immersive 360 experiences within your metaverse, which I think is a really cool way, because it's like I've been bringing a lot of my VR paintings to platforms to sell as NFTs, but I haven't been putting my tilt brush or three-dimensional VR experiences on as NFTs, because there's not a good way to share that. But I think something like this 360 experience will be probably how those experiences can be shared in the future. Metageist, I see you asking where's the 360 bit. If you can go either way back in the corner by the little paintings, the little head paintings. There's a little gap back there. You can sneak out to the edge, or you can climb over the wrist by the ramp. And I did want people to know too, the VR paintings is just kind of one portion of the work that I do as CatsWillEatYou. I do a lot of other I do animated phenakistoscopes, 3D animation, 3D sculpting, all sorts of AR stuff. That Ballistic Banana just asked in there if it was done in Tilt Brush. Yeah, that's done in Tilt Brush. But yeah, I wanted to have a little micro gallery to sort of highlight just the VR stuff and create an experience for them, because it's super fun to me that like virtual reality paintings don't technically exist, sort of, and to like make a space for them to not exist. And just I love the like meta nature of that whole experience, like everything just becoming layers of fake goofiness on top of fake goofiness. And hopefully I can like expand this gallery into like have like a whole network of little galleries showcasing like different the different types of art that I'm exploring. But I wanted to have one space that's sort of focused on just my VR paintings. Kind of rambled for a while there. Any more questions for me?
Yeah, dude, this was fantastic, man. And I gotta say, this is not a question, but more of a comment. The 360 experience thing you got going on here is so cool. And the fact that it's like integrated into the platform pretty seamlessly and everything. I don't think I've stumbled upon anything quite like that. So it was a great spot to, agree, Metageist. The rambling is good. Really, really interesting stuff in here. I'm going to kick the mic over to Show real quick to see if there's any last minute questions, but otherwise I'll drop the link one more time if there's any stragglers to try and come hang out here and get in the group shot. But Show, any other questions from the audience?
It doesn't seem like it. More so statements like one from Metageist that it's definitely a clean experience and linking objects straight through to NFTs is all you really need as an artist looking to sell. And yeah, this has been really cool from start to finish. Shout out to the Simulacra crew for this really cool experience, and obviously working with CatsWillEatYou to throw this all together. Would love a lot of us are back here by this globe or whatever you would call it. I'm not sure if Paradox is particularly inspired to line us up anywhere specific, but hop in world here and get in this group shot with us. This should be cool. So Paradox, man, how do you want to do this thing?
Okay, can you hear me first? That's the first good test.
Yes, sir.
Excellent. Right. Firstly, we've got to do a thing. Dragonate, do it, please.
Just a humble cameraman looking for a tiny bit of attention. It's me,
Fake.
Paradox. Get your asses in line and smile for the fucking camera. No one cares about Matthew and Rizzle, that's for sure. It's about me, Paradox. I'm taking over the show.
Okay, so if you've not been listening, I am Paradox, the resident WIP videographer, and this is the point in the show where we take a group photo and collect some video. So I want everybody to come back to the kind of like the middle area, the main area, please. And there is a big kind of canvas right kind of near the back, you'll see. But if you look for Paradox, it's the avatar, the blue avatar. Let's gather everybody here. Okay, I think everyone's making their way. In the meantime, Dragonite, feel free to play some music on low.
Paradox,
And
I wanted to mention really quick that you can go into a first-person view here if that helps video recording. There's you can do like a backslash, or I don't know which one's back or forward, but just backslash first person.
that's amazing. Right, what did it say? Backslash what? First person.
Forward.
There we go, got it. Yeah, you know what's amazing? What I did was, in a lot of Metaverse worlds, if you back up against a wall, it tends to kind of go to first person, so that's what I was doing, is kind of cheating it. But this is much better. So, awesome. Right. Dragonite, up the music just a tad for us. Excellent. Okay, cool. So, if anyone is new, I edit together a recap video of the WIP each week. You can watch these on Rizzle's Twitter, so keep an eye out for that. Right, I think that's given everyone just about enough time to get in place. So what I'm going to do is get myself in place. Right, so I think you can, correct me if I'm wrong, you can jump in this world, and you can press 1, 2, or 3, and that does some like little dances and some emotes, so do that, please. Dragonate, pump the music. pogoing, please. More pogoing. Yes. Now running in circles. Beautiful. Absolute chaos.
Oh, we should have somebody standing on the button while this chaos plays doing it.
Beautiful. All right, cool. I should do it for the group photo. Thank you very much, Dragonade. Excellent. Okay, cool. So that is it for the group photo this week. I am actually on vacation next week. So whilst I'm away next week, I challenge you all to post a bunch of images and videos in my absence, and I'm going to be checking. So please don't let me down. Right, cool. That's me done. Thanks, everyone. This Metaverse platform is cool. Really loving it. So cheers, guys. Paradox out.
This is right, digitally sweaty. Was that like I hesitate to say the first, but I haven't been a part of a Metaverse mosh pit in a long time. That felt very mosh pitty to me. So, thanks everybody for joining us. We'll look forward to the real fake paradox next week. Wrong theme song this time around, but the real fake paradox will be in the house next week or something, or we'll figure something out. Yes, shout out to the Simulacra crew. Shout out to Cats Will Eat You. Shout out to My Lene, whose name I will try not to butcher, and Carolina Duh, and anyone else whose name I have destroyed over the years. Matt, are we missing anything? Any housekeeping we need to do before we pass over to show for the Afties? All right. Matt says we're good to go. So we're good to go.
Wait,
thank you.
is this thing on?
Yeah.
Yeah! It's time for the Afties!
Hot takes, opinions, thoughts. Let's go! WIP fam, turn down your headphone speakers and stuff. Turn your volume down. Don't leave. Don't leave. Don't hate me because I'm beautiful. Turn down your speakers and shit. WIP fam. WIP fam. WIP fam. WIP fam. The space is in pure confusion and chaos. You hear me? It's in pure confusion and chaos. Normally, I like chaos. Chaos is fun. It is at the root of the universe. That is what breeds creativity. Controlled chaos is an affect of extreme chaos. There's structure. But when it's confused and it doesn't know itself, it's irrational. WIP fam, it seems like people are sobering up from the mosh pit of chaos that we call the digital universe. They're sobering up from the euphoria of summer love. It's been raining for eons. It's been gray and cold. And it's fall. And everyone's just looking around like, what the entire fuck is going on right now? It's like people are asleep at the wheel and they let some random other people throw things onto the road in front of the truck that they're in, and then they're letting things fall out of the back of the truck or something. And then people are like taking it and then they're like rewrapping it. They're regifting before Black Friday and Christmas. Since when is something considered to be legitimate competition for a battle-worn and proven form of technology? When it constantly has blackouts and it shuts down because people, and it's causing people to lose funds, I'm talking about Solana. Oh, but the NFTs are shiny, right? I'm looking at you, Solana. How do you shut down on the first of the month 6 times in 1 year, but yet, oh, you're a killer. Oh, you're the new waves. You're the best thing going on. Oh, I like Solana better because it's like its logo has like magenta and it's like it's there's no gas and it's cool. All my friends are using it. It's almost like it's intentional. Look, if it was May 1st, April 1st, June 1st, August 1st, and then like they skipped a month because maybe they went on summer vacation and then they fucking came back. They fucking came back to shut it down again. It's almost intentional. It's almost scammy. It's almost as if it's centralized and run by celebrities and VCs. Oh, wait. Did I say something? Did I just say something there? This blockchain is run by celebrities and venture capitalists? I think so. You know what it sounds like? You know what that kind of reminds me of? It reminds me of like OpenSea now being in partnership with Warner Music Group officially. A mediocre marketplace gladly opening its doors to a literal monster to promote and sell music NFTs for its artists. Machines. Speaking of machines, Elon redeciding. That's not a word, but I'm making it a fucking word now. Elon Musk redeciding to buy Twitter with all of its bots, all of its machines, the thousands of CZ clones and Vitalik clones, commenting and engagement farming. The scam goes so deep because the looming court case on October 17th that was due to the fact that he didn't want to buy Twitter because of the machines, the bots, even though he loves machines, he just created a bot. Tesla created the quote unquote first ever bipedal AI machine, but we already fucking saw that Honda did it like 20 years ago with the Amiibo or the Amino. We've seen this shit already. Boston Industries created one that does front flips and back flips and can fucking chase you in the obstacle course. But since Tesla, instead of making shitty cars and flamethrowers, they created one. Look, it makes sense, but it's confusing, but it makes sense. Like all of the words that I just spoke over the past 2.5 minutes, but nothing makes sense in the space anymore. It doesn't. It doesn't make space. I'd like to quote my friend Trippy Yogi. Shout out to Trippy Yogi with the glasses and curly hair and the goatee and the Hawaiian t-shirt, who said this a few days ago. The future, as you know it, is not the same anymore. The future, as you know it, is not the same anymore. In the crypto space, the future, as we all knew it, is not the same anymore. And he's right. You know why he's right? Excuse me. You know why he's right? Is because there was a time where there was high hopes, there was belief, there was worth. There was worth to words being spoken. There was worth to code being written. There was worth to congregations congregating. Each of those things have all been diluted. Who would have thought that the SEC would pull a crazy publicity stunt? We know that they want publicity. I can't even fucking say it. We know that they want publicity. We know that they want attention. They're like, oh, the sheriffs are in town. Oh yeah, the I am the law. The long arm of the law is in town. Oh no. We know that they want that. They don't even know why they want to be the long arm of the law. They just know that they need to be beating people up. They need to pull out the batons and start beating the shit out of people in the crypto space. And then if you ask them, they're like, "Oh, I don't know. I was just told I needed to do this. It's a paycheck. Oh, I don't know. I'm just following what my superiors said." If you ask the superiors will tell you verbatim. They're like, "Look, I don't know what this thing is, but I just know that we need to kill it. I don't know what it is, but I just know that we need to kill it. It sounds like colonialism. I don't know what I'm looking at, but I just know that I need to kill it." We know that they want publicity. We know that they want people to know that they're being tough, that they're being tough on this thing. Just like they were tough on crime, they were tough on drugs. I'm gonna get back to the drugs thing later on. They're tough on weapons, maybe kind of, depending upon whether or not you bought it at Walmart or at your local supermarket. We know that they want some publicity. It involves, look, it involves Kim Kardashian in a random scam like Ethereum Max. And just because the future headlines would have those words, Ethereum and Kim Kardashian, and lawsuit in it, they got so aroused. The publicity stunt couldn't get any better. They got so aroused to the point where even that dumbass fucking chain, like whoever fucking heard of Emacs, right? They haven't even gone after the people. They haven't given funds back to the people. Oh, but they're gonna go after Kim Kardashian. Look, there's more than meets the eye. Okay, within the SEC, there was dissent amongst the departments. The SEC enforcement department said that Gary Gensler was acting alone in the attack on Kim Kardashian in order to unironically raise his stock when he makes a play for the head of the U.S. Treasury role. Even your own motherfuckers in the agency are like, "Look, man, what kind of bullshit is this? We're trying to be tough on crime. We're trying to be tough on drugs. We're being tough on millennials and whatever generation is after that. We forgot the code words we use for them. We're trying to be tough on them, and you're fucking it up. You're fucking it up." So it's now clear that Gary is looking to make a rep for himself as tough and ruthless and the axe-wielding arm of American finance. And he has Ethereum in his sight. So he's like, oh, they put the word Ethereum in it. Let's just do it. Oh my God, Kim Kardashian is using Ethereum. Wait, what is going on? The stress is clearly getting to the SEC. They don't know what they're doing. No one knows what they're doing. They're just doing things. They're closing their eyes. They look at they have like some kind of typed out spreadsheet from an intern. They close their eyes and then they pick number 56, number 20, number 7, number 40. And then each of these numbers have like an associated company or thing or DAO or something. And they're like, we're going to go after them. You know what? I don't like the name. The name sounds weird. Ookie? We don't know what that is. It's foreign. It's strange. We got to kill it. It's colonialism. It's foreign. It's strange. We got to kill it before it proliferates. The stress is clearly getting to the SEC, who just lost a major round of tactics with Ripple due to being forced to release internal emails that affirm the former chairman of the SEC's opinion on what Bitcoin and Ethereum are. Look, these are a lot of words. I'm gonna wrap this whole thing up. Do Kwon is feeling pressure also. One of his top guys of the Luna Foundation has been arrested and Do Kwon's funds have been frozen. So apparently Do Kwon has enlisted the aid of Pussy DAO. Get this, Do Kwon has reached out to Pussy DAO because he heard that they're selling digi-physical used panties in order to make some cash. He's like, "Look, man, I'm in between a rock and a hard place. It's time for me to start selling my panties." So, what color? This is the biggest question that I have for Do Kwon. What color? It's a two-part question. What color is your underwear, Do Kwon? And will you accept lunk for your used panties if someone like myself were to buy them. Because I'm celebrating. I'm celebrating because Joe Biden just announced that he's pardoning everyone with a simple marijuana use or a possession charge who's been locked up. Welcome to the Acties, y'all. Confusion on top of confusion. Confusion on top of confusion. Just like all the words that I just said, it's not a garbled mess. You can unlock, you can dissect. You can think about all the things that I said. The rhythms and patterns are going to be things that you'll wake up a week from now and suddenly your subconscious knows what I'm saying. Your subconscious understands me better than your dumbass understands me. So that says less of you and high of your subconscious. Because it guides things, it understands things, it breaks things down. That's what this is all about. This is the portion, it's the aspect of the WIP where we break things down, we analyze, we dissect. My hot take, which is what you're supposed to be providing as opposed to confusion or seeking to go after reality television stars with sex tape on top of sex tape on top of sex tape. Like, look, we get it, Kim Kardashian. We get it. She was rolling on Molly. Oh no, sorry. Molly is just a cut down form of ecstasy. Ecstasy was what our grandparents were doing. They were doing real hard drugs. Molly's that watered down shit. It's like Kool-Aid in the store. It has like red number 40 and it has what is it? Hypoglycemic acid? No. Hydrogenated soybean oil? No, it has like corn syrup. That's all Molly is. It's fucking corn syrup. Look, my hot take in regards to what we were just hanging out and chilling and visiting. Shout out to the team. Shout out to the team at Simulacra. It was a fun experience. My hot take is that the Metaverse platforms of old, you had your time to get it right. You fucked up. I'm bored. This new shit is cool. Monoverse is cool. Simulacra is cool. Who else was? Which one of these new kids? Which one of these new kids are like? It feels fun. It feels bad. It feels like I press a button, it actually works. It's not that I click on a link and then suddenly it's taking me to like some rudimentary code on light physics. When I'm like, look, I just want to look at the fucking image, and suddenly it's showing me day and night cycles and why they're not working. Or like if I want to make shit move from the left to the right, an object in a space, I don't have to guess about 90-degree angles, and like in order for me to make it animate, I have to create this weird sequence of adding -50, -120, and negative. It's like I want to make this shit go from this corner to that corner, or using a fucking SQL. I need to learn SQL in order to create on my parcel. You had your time. Now it's time for shit to look like Blanco's block party with big ass heads and small bodies. I want it to be even goofier than DCL. Bring back the days of when I would spend hours in Second Life reskinning my avatar skins, fully immersed. Bring back the Sims when I had mod on top of mod, when I was able to blow frost breath at my burning baby because I was neglecting it, because I was too busy trying to make my neighbor fall in love with me by trying to cook them food over and over again and then play them guitar. locking up my other neighbor by creating a pool and then fencing them in. You can't reinvent the wheel, but you can make the shit dope again. Thoughts? Unmute your microphone. Thoughts?
Why don't we just simulate all the crap? Sims is great. We all love The Sims, so just stop trying to make things real and just make everything a sim. Duh.
That's the name of the fucking thing that we're in. Sim.
Well,
Simulacra.
No,
It's the Latin name. He just said it was Latin, and he said it was sexy Latin and shit. Look, I don't know what kind of perversion he has when it. I don't know what kind of perversion he has when it comes to like finding words in Latin shit. Like, look, everybody has their kink. You know, he's like, oh wow, I'm gonna go on Google Translate. It's 3:59 in the morning. I'm wearing silk underwear. I've just been coding all day. Now it's time to do all the dirty things. I'm gonna go on Google Translate. And I'm gonna type in crypto voxels. See what it translates. See what it translates to into Latin. And you know what it said? It said shitatorium. Shitatorium. Trashy code. Drugged up CEOium. That's what the fuck it said. That's what it said. And they got off on that shit. It's not the cat that'll eat you unless they start putting like, you know, like those vagina condoms that have like teeth in them to you know, protect, you know, then like I said, everyone has their own kinks. But my point is, right? You got to find things that keep you going. Find things that keep you inspired in this bear market. The issue is that these platforms had the bull market and they couldn't capitalize. So in the bear market, it's like you're not going to fucking... If they've been getting shit wrong when things were going right, when things are wrong, how are you going to get shit right when they're wrong? Maybe instead of writing code, maybe they need to run their code through Google Translate and see what it looks like in Latin. You know what it tells them? It'll tell them, stop this dumbass shittium. Pluribius? Something.
That doesn't sound very sexy.
Shit, I mean, it doesn't sound sexy when you're going into crypto voxels and the shit is like not working after years.
True.
Mozilla Hubs. You had a chance. I sent them a DM a year and a half ago. I sent them a DM. I was like, hey, look, listen, I would love to do something cool. You know, I would love to do some kind of like event with you guys. What's up? You know, I love your space. Let's do some cool shit. You know what they hit me with? First, they hit me with a bot that said, thank you for your DM. We'll kindly get back to you and something. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Then someone responded after reading their reading the ticket. It was a messaging ticket. They read the ticket. They're like, yeah, we're unfortunately we're not looking for any subscriptions or we're currently going through a restructuring phase where we're firing everyone, and unfortunately we're not looking to bring on anyone. I was like, I'm not looking for, like, wait, you got this shit confused. You got this shit confused. I'm providing life to your thing. I probably would have kept all those people from being fired. You got this shit wrong. Their confusion is what led to them losing people. It's not my fault. Them but not being able to have actual normal avatars You fucked up your own thing. You made it too complicated. Even your voice thing when you go too far away and then come back didn't make any fucking sense. They do it to themselves. It's the cockiness. Make some shit that works. Make some shit that fucking works. Thoughts? Why
If
is
it
it so
don't
hard?
work, don't fix. If it broke, fucking fix.
Exactly. And then put that through Google Translate and then see what it says in Latin.
If broke, send money.
What? It's not hard. Do you all understand? VR's been around forever. Digital platforms have been around forever. It's super simple. Give me a square, flat surface. Give me a fucking thing that looks like a bipedal humanoid, right? That you can dress it up or dress it down, or depending upon what time of day it is, right? Add a sky, right? Add some objects. Make it customizable, and that's it. Why the fuck is this so difficult? What but they all have an angle. It's like, oh, we're gonna do this, but you need glasses. Oh, you're gonna do this, but like you need to do like in Dutch auction that doesn't start at the same time because we live on New Zealand time, but then we're gonna start on American time, but then not tell you, and then we're gonna raise the price incrementally as opposed to letting it descend. We're gonna list this in our coin, but then the price of the coin is gonna fluctuate depending upon who's voting during our DAO, because no one really controls it, but yet people control it. Clearly, I'm traumatized.
Actually, Dutch auctions are not the best way to do things.
You know whose voice that sounds like? That sounds like the motherfucker who built that shit trying to tell me, but then I'm like, well, why the fuck would you use a Dutch auction?
Well, don't ask me. It was the thing that most people wanted.
Confusion and chaos. Confusion and chaos.
And trash.
Look, y'all. I don't know what the fall and the winter is going to bring. There's confusion and chaos. It seems like nothing at this point is going to cause the rockets to move. Every single project is stuck in a lull. Even the ones that are saying, yeah, we have plans to do this, they launch and it's in a lull. But the thing about chaos, thank you, Paradox. The thing about I was gonna say the thing about paradox. The thing about chaos, it's a paradox. Thank you. An affect of chaos is a paradox of energies. When something is extremely chaotic, there's a new rule in the universe that says that things are chaotic. Expect things to change considerably, so much to the point where there's a runoff of something beautiful. It's a form of alchemy. Lead turning into gold. Lead is a dead static place, things, energy state. The energy of burning. Burning is chaotic. Fire is chaotic. By burning the lead, which is you are the lead, the inert energy body that has zero energy. By burning, right, and establishing chaos, what is dripped through the funnel is gold. That's what this is all about. And at the end of that, you can sit back, relax, and know that you can walk around with marijuana and smoke it freely now, because now you really, this time for real, they're serious. Whereas before they said, oh, it's kind of decriminalized, but we don't know yet. We still have a quota. We're still arresting people. They still, the stop and frisk has been eliminated in New York City a couple of years ago, but the cops are still frisking you. They're still stopping you and touching your ass and like squeezing your titties and shit. I don't know what's going on. I thought this shit was over. It's like, nope, it's not over. Not over. We still need to touch you. We still need to feel your body. We still need to squeeze your toes, and then handcuff you into the cop car and then take you to the precinct where we can touch you a little more.
No roadside cavity search?
You don't need to hide the marijuana inside of your body anymore. You can have it outside. Because Joe Biden has just decriminalized marijuana possession. And hopefully we can decriminalize all of these spaces that have been terrible otherwise. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming through this edition of the Afty. Shout out to the entire leadership team here at meme.com who endure the psychoses that is spewed. Shout out to the WIP crew. Yo, keep your head up. Keep your head up, WIP crew. Keep your head up. Keep chugging along. Do what you got to do to make shit happen. Do what you got to do to make shit happen. And last but not least, shout out to the WIP fam. WIP fam. Supporting us day in and day out. You know the deal. You know the vibes. You can support us even further. Get the word out. Spread the word. Bring a new person who has no idea what the fuck this is about in. Make a connection. Retweet to another person. Let them know what the fuck is going on.
And decriminalize other things.
Thank you so much, everybody. Much love, and I'll see you later.
Woohoo! Much love, WIP fam. That was epic. We will be ciphering down over in Token Smart in about an hour and a half. Hope to see you there. Peace, love, and whipsy.
Bye.